Okay, so we are recording English 115 and we are talking about topic and stated main idea. So I'm talking about topic. So topic is who or what the passage is about. How do you find a topic within the passage? So there's 4 strategies we're going to talk about. One strategy is look for a heading or a title. And that will quite often lead you to who or what that passage is being written about. Not always, it's not 100%, but that's one strategy to do. Look at the heading, can you get the topic from there? Another strategy is to look for special print within the passage. So what I mean by that is you're reading along, you might see some word bolded, or you might see a word italicized, right? Sometimes you might even see it in a different color, right? Those are all kinds of special print, right? So quite often that will lead you to what the topic might be, okay? So strategy 1, look for a heading and a title. Strategy 2, look for special print. And then strategy 3 is look for a repeated word or phrase. So again, in the passage, if they use the phrase financial security more than 2 or 3 times or 2 or 3 times, yeah, chances are that might be what the whole thing is about, okay? And then the last strategy is mentioned at the beginning and referred to either throughout or at the end. Beginning, I'm going to say referred to in passage. Okay. Okay. So what do I mean by that? You are reading about, and they mention the name Franklin D. Roosevelt at the beginning, whatever they're saying. In US history, blah, 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 we've had a lot of presidents. Franklin D. Roosevelt was our, I don't honestly know, 21st president, right? And they never mention his name again, but they refer to him throughout the passage. He, his, that kind of a thing, pronouns. So they can also do this with the topic. Let's say they use the word dog or dogs at the beginning, but they use synonym for dogs throughout the passage. So it means the same as dog, but it's not the same word. Okay, so those are synonyms. So for example, if they say dogs, another time they may say canine, those kinds of things. Same thing for cat. Maybe they talk about feline something later on. That is, again, mentioned toward the beginning and then referred to in the passage somewhere. Okay, so these are the 4 strategies. Now, when I do the strategies, I like to do them in that order, right? Because for me, I'm gonna look at the heading, title, and bam, if that's it, I don't need to use any of my other strategies, right? No heading or title, or FYI, I don't think that's it. Because just because there's a heading and a title doesn't automatically mean it's the topic. So it is good to check another way. But heading, title, and then special print. Okay, is there any special print going on here? And then is there a repeated word or phrase? And then mention at the beginning, referred to in the passage. Okay, so I am going to pause and yeah, I think I'm going to pause because I want to do an activity, and we don't have anybody virtually today yet. So what I'm going to do is we are going to do an activity. So the next part of our content, we're going to be talking about stated main ideas. So stated main idea, well, let me back up. Main idea is the author's most important point they want to come across from that passage. So it's basically, what is the author's most important point about the topic? So when you're looking for the main idea sentence, you always look for the topic first, figure out what the topic is, then go in and, okay, what is the author's most important point about that topic? So remember, a topic is a word or a phrase. A main idea is usually a full sentence. Now, there are two types of main idea. One is the stated main idea, and what that means is the author's main point, that sentence is actually stated somewhere in the passage. So you literally can read the passage and that you will find a specific sentence that the author gave you that represents what they feel is the most important point about what they're writing about with the topic. The other type of main idea sentence is implied. So implied main idea means the author drops clues all over, and you have to kind of piece those clues to figure out what the author's most important point is. But it's never directly stated in one sentence within the passage. So a couple of things to remember when we're doing stated main idea, a couple of things to keep in mind. One, oh, I erased my board, sorry. One, you're gonna find the topic within that sentence. So if you're looking for the stated main idea, one of the things to look for on the sentence you chose is, does it contain the topic word or phrase? Should be right in that sentence. Second, it needs to stand alone and not need to be supported by the rest of the sentences. And what I mean by that is, if you pulled that sentence out of the paragraph and just said it to someone, it would make perfect sense and kind of be within the, like, informing them of something, okay? The third thing to keep in mind for stated main idea is that it needs to be a general sentence, not a specific or detailed sentence. And what I mean by that is it's a kind of a general, all-encompassing thing, and it won't contain things like specific names, dates, statistics, or examples. So you don't want any of those things. And if they are in a sentence, that it's probably not the stated main idea sentence. So just to kind of recap, stated main idea, it's a sentence found within the paragraph that gives the author's main point about the topic. So in order to find that stated main idea, number one, you start by finding the topic. Reading the passage, figure out who or what they're talking about, okay? Then after you find the topic, you go through and you're looking for a sentence that could stand alone, right, and make sense. And then you're also looking to make sure that sentence is general and not containing specific details. So if all three of those criteria are met, chances are you have identified the stated main idea sentence in the passage, okay? So remember, you find your topic first, use those 4 strategies to get the topic. And then after you find the topic, you go in to find the stated main idea, which is the author's point, and make sure the stated main idea adheres to those 3 criteria, that it has the topic in it, it's a standalone sentence, and it is a general sentence that does not contain details. That's it. Reach out if you have questions.